What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down what shorts are doing, and why today we might be breaking a record. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is down slightly, 0.27%, 720 the low, 750 the high. 45.5 million shares being traded, 89.9 is the average. No data points or kind of news from NIO, no SEC filings or anything like that. Even speculative, nothing really new that I haven't brought up in previous videos. Only thing that I did see that came out was more of a theme song, so nothing really crazy, but I think there's just a lot of still good hype associated to NIO days. So that's going to be coming out in the next couple trading days. Shorts today, they're not really doing all that much. They are increasing 167,000 shares, which is kind of a drop in the bucket. But 9.5% of the free flow is being shorted, and we have not been this low since October 2023. So pretty big milestone for that. It does work out to be 146.72 million shares overall being shorted. So I think this is long past due, the fact that shorts are effing off finally. But today I think is even more important for a bigger milestone. So quickly going over here, so you can kind of see the historical prices. And so starting on September the 11th, it was up 6.12%, 2.4, blah, 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 and so forth. So today, if green would mark the 6th consecutive green day. And for those of you that have been in NIO for a long time, I did have to double check this, spent time going through. NIO has never in its history, even way back when it ran up all the way to 60, it never had 6 consecutive green days. So today could be a huge milestone. And right now it's down about 2 cents, 3 cents. So it's not too far off. It could easily close in the green. So if it does, then this is going to be a record for NIO and deserving of a round of applause. So having this massive milestone leading into also NIO Day, that would be a pretty huge thing if you ask me. So aside from all that fun stuff though, looking right on here for the options, 14 million in calls, 2.9 in puts, 38% of all the options being done are bullish in nature. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be above 8, and then going into next week above 850. So people are anticipating for this momentum to continue. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 650, even though there really isn't that much in data points coming out to justify a push lower, aside from technicals. So when it comes down to NIO's technicals, I just will quickly pop over here. So ultimately, NIO's chart looks amazing. So I'm looking at the daily chart. So it's above the 10-day moving average, above all the key pivotal moving averages that I generally like to look at. So the 50, 100, 200. Stochastic RSI is a little bit overdone. And I think generally that's acceptable because of what has happened with NIO. But nonetheless, if we kind of move over to the weekly, you can kind of see that we are nearing a very key point. And so in the past, NIO has tried numerous times to really break out, and it unfortunately has always really struggled with this 7 to 770 range. Always does get bounced off of that. And so I'll go over some of the fib levels in a second, but potentially, this could be a very big deal for NIO. If it is able to close above that, then you could see a very, very nice aggressive push higher. I see a lot of people saying NIO 100. I'm not really sure exactly where that came from. But honestly, a $100 price target would be pretty kick-ass. So people clearly are assuming a very similar price action to 2020 to 2021 is going to occur. In my opinion, as I've openly shared, I think it's just different circumstances. Back then, there was a lot of money getting into the market. Whereas right now, it's still, I feel like, a lot more speculative operational updates rather than just a lot of capital getting in. But nonetheless, I do feel like there is good upside. Whether we hit 100 or not, I'm not really sure. But nonetheless, you can't really deny the fact that what NIO has accomplished over the last little bit has been rather impressive. And plus, not only that, to get shorts off of their back. Like, I think over the last week, there's been probably 55 million shares returned. So definitely good to see. As far as today, looking at the market position, you see a little bit of a wall, but nothing really too crazy if you ask me. So right now we're down about 2.5 cents still. So if it's able to close above that, that would be absolutely epic. As far as the trade, you see algo is a little bit more active, but at the same time, you see a lot of the middle-ish kind of transactions. So a lot of the institutions are trading it a little bit more. So definitely good to see. And giving you a quick overview of this. So there really hasn't been all that much in news or any kind of articles, like I said. So it is just piggybacking largely off of the broader market. Aside from all of that fun stuff though, these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. Then these are all the ones on the dark pool. So recently, so it looks like around 15 minutes ago, we had a 1.1 million, 2.5, 1.2. Dark pool, of course, the whole purpose of the dark pool is to stay anonymous. So it doesn't actually outright say whether these are buys or sells, but you can kind of look at the transactions before and after just to see exactly what happened. And plus you can kind of correlate it with what happened on the stock price on the actual chart. So it is fair to assume that all of these were buys. So definitely good to see. So big money is buying behind the scenes. Aside from that string of 3 right there, that seems to be the only ones above 100 or $1 million. Everything else seems to be actually, sorry, pre-market there was one for 1.48 million. Similarly though, it did cause the stock price to go higher, so that of course was a buy. So definitely good to see. With it right now at 7.44, so down 1 cent is 1 cent away. So it'd be epic again if it is able to close in the green. But with it right now at 7.45, it is above this R2. So 7.38 will be a strong support. So just kind of watch for that. And if it's able to stay above this 7.38, then anticipate $8 to be on the table. So 8.32 is going to be that next strong target / resistance. And if it's able to get above that, then you can see that $10 range kind of in sight. So 10.78. So things are really heating up with NIO, and it's been a very fun ride. But I think for today, my focus is just to close green. Even if it is 1 cent in the green, I could really care less. That would be a massive record-breaking milestone for NIO. So hopefully it does. Let me know your general thoughts on NIO in the comments below. Aside from that, I am going to be starting to do pre-market videos where I'm going over some of the trending stocks and so forth. So if you are interested, definitely tune into that. I'll be putting it out early. I will also, since I do cover NIO quite a lot on this channel, I'll be talking about NIO on that channel during those videos as well. So you can kind of see some general support and resistance points to be aware of if you're wanting to day trade, swing trade, or whatever else. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, if you are looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, pop over to my Patreon. I put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, many of which have been absolutely on fire. Even this right here, ticker is SNPS. I did signal that this was a buy almost 1 week ago at 388. And now it is at 467. So many bangers that you definitely need to kind of pop over there and take a look, have a read, and all the fun jazz. So link to that is in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.